Hello there and welcome back to another video. This week I'm going to be doing another sketchbook tour. I've actually only ever done one of these on my channel, and it's the sketchbook that I finished from 2015 to 2016. This sketchbook is about a year old now. I finished it within 2 months, and it was sort of the start of my sketchbooking phase in my art, I would say. And there's quite a few actual drawings that I've done in here that are on my channel. I posted those last year, yeah. So this sketchbook here is from May 2017 to July 2017, so I finished it in 2 months. I wanted to challenge myself in this sketchbook. Like, there's no pages in here that are only regular graphite pencil. There's always some sort of colour or ink at least. So this first page here is a self-portrait of myself done with inks and colour pencils. I'm doing a lot of gesture figure practices in this sketchbook because it's something that I was trying to work on earlier. Here we have a little Pikachu, some Pokeballs, some Goku, Trunks from Dragon Ball Z. I was actually really pleased with these portraits. Some more gesture figure practices. I used lineofaction.com, I'm pretty sure. Here is Litwick, Lantern, and Chandelure, 3 ghost fire type Pokemons that I really enjoy from Gen 5, and some more figure drawing. Here's Captain Jack Sparrow, and this page was supposed to be figure drawing, but I'm not quite sure what happened. Some more figure drawing. This here is sort of my attempt to do more of a scene, but I'm not really sure if these colour pencils really worked out really right. A lot more figure drawing in here. Yeah, it's the Golden Trio from Harry Potter. This was Fantasy Finder's birthday gift from 2017. A lot more figure drawings. Oh, this one. Last year there was this anime that came out called Fukumenki Noise, and it was so it got me really feely. It's pretty simple. The animation's a little bit not that good, but I really liked it, and so these are the 2 main characters from there. And then some figure drawings. I was trying India ink with just a regular brush rather than an ink pen, and I'm not quite sure if I like it much. Some hands and feet drawing practice. This is my character Crime. I'm quite fond of this piece actually. Deadpool, being cheeky, and this the music video for Miley Cyrus's Malibu came out, and this is sort of how she looked in some of the scenes, like this kind of jumper with a turtleneck and a bikini bottoms. Chat Noir and Ladybird. It's pretty. I really like this show, and I really like how this turned out. And then of course we have more figure drawings. I should put a figure drawing counter. Here I found this kind of tutorial thing on sort of ideas on how to do backgrounds and landscapes, and I took some notes on it to remember. And more figures, some ink drawing stuff. There's 2 little emo bunnies, and then this is my tattoo. A lot more figure drawings in here. I think I found a different website for them, or maybe not, I don't know, but this page looks really good actually. Here's a double page spread of expressions and stuff for my character Aries. So this is her. I was also trying to use a brush pen to shade in her hair, but overall I'm really happy with this double page spread. Here's some cherries. So I was eating some cherries, and an ink drawing of some sakura flowers or cherry blossoms. More gesture drawings. I was trying to do an animal, because why not? It says down here. But yeah, I'm not quite good at animals, honestly. This is my character Zeke. This is my friend's character Ida. I was trying to experiment with this kind of stippled, non-connected line art because it looked kind of cool. Like, this is the kind of line art that I did like way back here for the Pikachu, and it looked amazing there. It makes it look fuzzy, but here it just makes them look like ghosts. Chat Noir from Miraculous Ladybug again, and this kind of inky kind of ocean in the night sky, flowers. More gesture drawings. So see, these kinds of pages follow my there's no page with only graphite, because I do these highlighter things to add like the ground or these little dot practices. I have a video on this, I'll put the link in the card. This is a character named Simon from Purgatory, from another YouTuber named Holly Brown that I got addicted to her videos of. Here is just some hands holding some tea, and then this little quote that I found somewhere: surely a pretty woman never looks prettier than when making tea, which I really like. I'm a huge fan of tea. Just this random ballpoint pen sketch page. These all kind of freeze friends from Fukumenki Noise, because this is the day that another episode came out. N from Pokemon, really like him, 5th generation. I'm not sure if he's in the anime, but he's a big part of the games. Here's when I started this thing that carried on for quite a while of just typing in football player or soccer player, and I have a video that I linked just now on the card that goes into me doing this, but it's essentially just get sports people and use the freeze frames of them doing this sports thing to practice figure drawing. This I think is from a webtoon I started reading. There's a lot of poses that I got from there. This is my friend Carol. She figure drawing, some hands, and then a lot of ribbons, and then a little bomb. I think this was a kind of I don't really know what I'm doing page. My character Talia. This is my character Onyx, but he looks kind of rough, and some butterflies and a rose. Naruto. I'm really not happy with how this came out. Oh, and this is my character Osio. And so she's kind of really troubled, somewhat not as troubled, and still kind of not as troubled, but from the front. Here is a merman with a 78 tattoo on his pectoral and a little shark floating by. I really like how the non-connected line art turned out in this one. It doesn't make him look like a ghost, it makes him look more like he's underwater, sort of blurred. I'm really happy with his hair. It's a figure drawing. Here was an attempt at copying an illustration done by Lenora Draws on Instagram, and it didn't turn out as nice as hers, but I felt quite happy with it at the time. Seashell, betta fish, little crystal, or just this random, I don't know what I was really practicing here, but it was fun. Character Cinza, she's a cat, and then I did the silhouette of a cat, and then here, honestly, I want to burn this, especially, so this is Dan and Phil, they're YouTubers. Dan's name is in black, Phil's name is in colours, because of course, if you know Dan and Phil, Dan is black and Phil is colourful. But his face turned out, I never posted this because Phil's face, I'm so embarrassed, it's horrible. Moving on. Oh, so this is my friend. She was having a bad day, so I drew her hugging her boyfriend with all these little fluffy things that she usually sends me. And then it was also Prism Kid's birthday around this time last year, so I drew Kid and Kid's character Bitless and Kid's character Shokati and sent him a picture of it. Doing Shokati's plaid pants and colour pencils was quite the challenge, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm really happy with how this turned out. My character Tyrius, and then Tyrius again. I'm pretty sure that I made a video on this one. And this, it was horrible and I hated it, but I cleaned it up with a white gel pen some, so I don't hate it as much, but still not as nice as it could be. This here was a redraw of a drawing I have of Tyrius in my other sketchbook. See if I can grab it real quick.
A few moments later.
I found it. Right, so this is a sketchbook that I did in 2015 and the end of 2016, and this is sort of the first concept art of Tyrius, and I didn't like it even back then, and so here's the first attempt and then the redraw attempt at it. This here's my character Talia, my friend Saf's character Ryuse. This was, I was doing a watercolor piece of my character Zeke. I'll sandwich in right here, but yeah, this was the concept sketch and the swatches because I did it in watercolors. And then here was a couple more detailed gesture drawings. I did some arm anatomy. My character Rowan, I was not happy with how this came out. This illustration, the anatomy is kind of weird, the face is kind of weird, but well. Sailor Moon. Here I was trying to do similar to the page that I had with Aries and her facial expressions. I was trying to do that with Chrome, but once I got to the inking, I wasn't quite so happy with how they look. Like this one, I just completely blocked out. And this is my character Talia. Talia is sort of a fashion designer seamstress, so I just wanted to have her standing and looking at her dress form, and this is Talia lamenting the poor state of the dress form because it's really old and really like patched up, and I don't know, I thought it was a kind of nice looking piece. Here's what I wanted Rowan to look over here, but then I'd already started colouring it and it was in pencil and it's all colour smudges, so let's just leave it as two separate things. That here I was trying to see how far I could push my cheap crappy highlighters in terms of making something colourful. Sailor Jupiter, Sailor Moon, there's nice colour pencils, inkware, stuff like that. Here I grabbed some figure skating, I think, for gesture drawings. Some bowls, and that's my brother's drawing. That's my version of my brother's drawing, also my brother's drawing. Just some ballpoint pen scribbles just to get something on the paper. And then on the other side, I was trying to see if I could use something in white on top of something India ink, but I couldn't really get the gel pen to work how I wanted it enough to draw something. And then I went to see Wonder Woman in cinema. Of course, when you use markers in these sketchbooks, it bleeds all the way through. Here my friend was working on a sort of assignment that had to do with different themes, and I was trying to sketch out some of her ideas to see if they would work out. She didn't really end up using any of them because it turns out that the assignment required something else. But I'm quite happy with a lot of these like poses and stuff. I might turn them into paintings at some point because they're nice ideas. This was another one. And then I had these two little silhouettes, and I think they're really cute. And I should do more silhouettes like that. This is my friend Sav's character Hotarubi. We call him just Hotarubi really often. And here we have a crossover of Miraculous Ladybug and Sailor Moon. You can tell the two interests that are going on in my mind. There's a lot of Sailor Moon and there's a lot of Ladybug. But so Ladybug is Masquerade Mask, and Adrian Chanawara is Ladybug because of the blonde. And I don't know. I just thought it suits because he's really dorky. It suits him. I just really like how this turned out in general. And again with the bleeding. This was a character design that I did for Fana because she was asking me to do something like a consort for one of her characters, so this is what I came up with. I did a video on this, and this actually, I did a video on each of these on this channel. I'll put the link in the card. This is Talia, and this is a fan art of Zuko from The Last Airbender. More gesture drawings, some face angle practices. This was also like, both of these were like really scribbly. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just gonna, put something on paper. I got some Polaroid Prismacolors and I want to try them out because I see everyone sketching with them on YouTube, right? So I'm not quite sure if it's going to show up because it's really light and I really didn't like that about them. But here's sort of like a little street with some buildings, and I tried to fill a whole page up in green. I don't know why, but I just did. This was because I accidentally typoed when I was talking to my friend. Instead of saying palm tree, I said palm Troy. And then the joke evolved into me marrying him, so this is my husband, Palm Troy. And then some more green stuff. I tried to do a fan art of Toph from The Last Airbender, but I wasn't happy with either of these. Some face practices, some more gesture drawings. This was a gift from my friend Dark Petal 16 because she has this fanfic where Sakura is always drooling after Kakashi, so I had Sakura drooling after Kakashi and Kakashi wearing a slightly smaller vest with no undershirt because Sakura is magic. And then this is another character that belongs to Dark Petal 16, her name is Now. Gesture drawings, this is my buddy Tom. Little wolf, and I was trying something with my colour pencils but I don't really remember what, see if it's smudged or something, but here's just a little page of red polka dots. Face practices, another attempt at drawing Toph from Airbender that I didn't like. This is my friend Kid's character Factor. Here's Sap's character Ryusei. I did a video on this one. Bleeding. Gesture drawings. Face practices, more gesture drawings, more face practices. Spider-Man, because Spider-Man Homecoming came out. Gesture drawings, and then just a bunch of random writing in yellow highlighter that I'm not sure you can see. My character Rowan. This concept later turned out into a painting that I also have a video for on my channel. I'll put the link in the card. Gesture drawings, I was on Skype with some friends, and these are the friends. It was Dark Petal 16's birthday, so I drew her character Mia with Toby from Naruto, and this is just some ballpoint paint sketches. Arya from Game of Thrones, because Game of Thrones is going on. I miss Game of Thrones. This is another character based off of a typo. What was it? I think the term was Batista, and of course there's a wrestler Batista, but then I also thought of a Bat Barista, and his name is Bane because I misspelled the word name. Like, what should his name be? But I spelt it. What should his Bane be? Alright, well that answered that question. Bane the Batista, he's a vampire. It was Tom's birthday, so I drew him a cake. Onyx trying to be dorky. More soccer gesture drawings, some faces. Bane the Batista again. This was a Sharpie kind of portrait that I did. I was really just happy with her expression and just the overall aesthetic of this. and it bleeds. A little chibi of my character Zeke done on Copic markers and it bleeds. This was a semi-realistic, like a portrait of a girl. I just kind of wanted to see how far I could merge my style and realism, just to push a semi-realism style. And then this was the same sort of style but in a guy, and this is loosely based off of Harry's styles. Gesture drawings, gesture drawings, gesture drawings, and that's it. That's all we have for the sketchbook. I always like to leave some pages blank at the end, so then when I come back to look at it a couple of years down the line, I can put in more sketches, sort of to timestamp my progress. And in case there's something in here that I really want to redraw, even though a lot of the times I just grab a separate sketchbook, I can redraw it. But yeah, this is a sketchbook that I kept for 2 months in the summer of 2017, and I think I grew a lot during the sketchbook. I still love a lot of the things in here, and thank you very much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, all those things, comment. I'll do more sketchbook tools because I've actually got another sketchbook that I've finished after this one, and another one, and then there's the one that I'm currently working on. So look forward to those. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next week.